Okay, so today we are going to make a fall still life with some pumpkins and overlapping. So those are your two vocabulary terms. Now I see a little bit more pumpkin on this side, so I'm going to add at least one more, looking at my still life. Maybe one more, see, starting towards the top middle, drawing it over. And then same thing, I see a little bit more on that side. Now this is where the stem is, so I can kind of see my stem curves this way and this way. See the top a little bit. And looking, I even see a little rainbow. I can see a tiny bit behind it. All right, there is your basic shape for your pumpkin. Now we are going to add the highlights and the shadows after we add the one overlapping behind it. So we're going to draw that one out now. So let's start with a bigger oval. This one's kind of tall and skinny. And the same process, like a letter C. But now you see how this pumpkin is in front of that one. So this one's a little chubbier. And this stem is facing this way. So I'm going to put that stem in, little oval and curved line. And rainbow, rainbow. Now remember, don't worry so much about the chalk pastels. If you make a mistake, you can always blend it out, or we have these old erasers we use for chalk pastels, and it goes perfectly, just gets rid of any marks that you'd have. So there are the two pumpkins that I see in front of me. There's a little bit of greenery here, but I'm going to add that in last, actually, because I want to come towards the front. Now, light source. You see the light coming from this angle. At least mine is when I'm staring at my pumpkin. So our lightest color is going to be on our left, and our darker colors are going to be on our right. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with some yellow on the left side. The 1, 2, 3. And yellow or a lighter color. You can use the white. And then it's a little darker on the bottom and the back. So I'm going to do a little bit on the top there, on the left side. There we go. Now opposite of that, I'm going to do a little darker color. Go with this dark red. We're using warm colors on the opposite color of the yellow. And you'll see why we're adding some different colors in just a second. Because we're going to blend. I'm just adding some lines to my pumpkin. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more orange just so it's not 100% filled in, but you want a good bit of color in this. So as you can see, I'm just adding some lines, not coloring all the way in because we're going to use our finger And I'm going to pull from the outside line in. And then the opposite way on the other side to blend it. Same here. Pull, pull, pull. Remember, if you go outside that line, that's okay. And you don't want to blend it all too much. You want to leave some of that cool black paper. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Right here where the pumpkins overlap, we're going to add a really dark. So I'm just pulling towards my black part and then smoothing my line. That's why we left the black in the middle. Okay, there are our pumpkins. Now I'm going to add a little bit to the stem with some light colored green on the one side where the light is. Dark green lines here where the dark is. And just kind of blend them a little bit using a different finger so you don't have all that orange on it. Okay, now to go through and add your details, we can add some bright highlights with just a few lines of white. So these we're not going to blend in. We're going to make them kind of stand out. And then the big thing is when we get to our darker color or our black, we want to make sure that we only use a little bit very purposefully. So that means that we're going to use it right here where the overlapping happens. I want you to outline your overlap spot so that you can see where the pumpkin is behind and where it is in front. Once you outline that, you can blend it very lightly so it looks like a shadow. That's how I know you know where your overlapping is. Might want to add a little bit of shading, just a little bit. Okay, and then if you want to add a little dark to the opposite of the white, you can go ahead and add some details with your black. Make all those little dark spots out. But like I said, just a little bit of black in those crevices really go a long way with your pumpkin. Just a little darker behind the stem. A little darker behind the stem. And there are some realistic pumpkins done with chalk pastels. The last step is to just add some texture in where you see it in the pumpkin. See, there's a little bit of texture, some more lines. And we're going to put it on the tablecloth. So whatever color you want for your tablecloth, we're going to add like just a little bit underneath the pumpkin line, so we know it's on a table. We're looking at it. I guess you could do green and put it in a field if you want to be a little bit, add some creativity, but we're really trying to stick to that still life. So I'm not coloring the whole thing in, I'm just coloring it closest to the line of the table so I know the difference. And then smooth it out, blend it outwards. So it should blend from bright colors to not colors. All right. And last but not least, where that the table, you're going to see a shadow. So this is the last step, is when you're all done with all your colors and you like it, add your last bit of black underneath the pumpkins where it touches the table. I didn't go all the way over. I'm just going to start here and blend it and see where it goes. With my finger, get really close to that. colors out. And I'm not going back up on my pumpkin. I'm blending it into the tabletop. A little bit of black. Not a lot, a little bit. And there is our pumpkin. Still life. Go through, add some more details up here. Ta-da!